Hey everyone. What if I told you that you've probably already walked past your greatest opportunity, that you've held a treasure in your hand and almost threw it away? This isn't just a story, it's a mirror. And by the end of it, you're going to see your own life completely differently. If this message hits home, if it makes you think, or better yet, helps you see a treasure in your own life, then do me a huge favor.
Want to dive into stories that inspire and mean something special? Subscribe and tap the bell, you won't regret it.
Now let's begin the story of a boy named Leo, and the day he threw a fortune into the river. Leo's sneakers scuffed against the dusty path, his mind a million miles away from the sleepy Ohio riverbank. School, social drama, the pressure to figure out his future, it all swirled in his head. He felt stuck, like he was waiting for his real life to begin somewhere else. Anywhere but here. He kicked at a loose rock, completely unaware that his entire perspective was about to be shattered. His foot hit something, scattering a pile of stones. He sighed, about to walk on, when a flicker of light caught his eye. He knelt down. These weren't just ordinary gray rocks. They were smooth, almost polished, and held a hidden rainbow of colors, deep blues, fiery reds, and emerald greens, waiting for the light to bring them to life. For the first time all day, Leo's worries faded. He sat cross-legged on the bank, gathering the cool, smooth stones into his lap. He ran his fingers over their surfaces, feeling their perfect weight. It was a simple, almost forgotten pleasure, like being a kid again, fascinated by the world's small wonders. After admiring them, he got an idea. He tossed one into the slow-moving river. Plunk. He liked the sound. He threw another, watching the concentric rings ripple outwards. Another and another. It was hypnotic. Each splash was a tiny release, a way to physically throw away a little piece of his pent-up frustration. He didn't know it, but with every throw, he was discarding a fortune. A deep blue stone that held the color of the midnight sky gone. A red one burning like a captured ember sunk. He was rich beyond his wildest dreams, and he was giving it all away for a moment's distraction. The pile in his lap dwindled. The sun began to dip lower, casting long shadows. Soon only one stone remained. It was a simple, clearish quartz. He picked it up, ready for one final throw, when a calm, weathered voice spoke from behind him. "That's a fine way to pass the time, son." Leo turned to see an old man with a kind face and eyes that held a lifetime of stories. He wasn't startled. The man had a gentle presence. "Just messing around," Leo shrugged, holding up the last pebble. "They're just rocks." The man smiled, a knowing twinkle in his eye, and gestured to the stone. "May I?" the old man asked. Leo handed him the quartz. Mr. Elias turned it over in his palm, his rough fingers tracing its edges. He didn't say anything for a moment, just studied it with an intensity that made Leo suddenly curious. What was so interesting about a dumb rock? "Son," Mr. Elias began, his voice low and steady, "did anyone ever tell you about the gemstone deposits found along this very river? Decades ago, a small mine operated just upstream." He looked Leo directly in the eyes. "Where do you suppose you found these rocks?" Leo's blood ran cold. His eyes darted from the old man's face to the single pebble in his hand, then to the flowing river where dozens of others now lay buried in the mud. His mouth went dry. No way," he stammered. "You're not saying..." "These were..."
"Uncut sapphires, rubies, topaz."
Mr. Elias said softly, nodding towards the river. "Hidden in plain sight, disguised by river silt. Most people don't look closely enough to see." He opened his palm, and the quartz pebble seemed to glow with an inner fire Leo had been blind to. "They only see a pebble." A wave of nausea washed over Leo. He thought of all the stones, the fortune he had casually tossed away. He had held a treasure in his hands and treated it like trash. He looked at the river, which now seemed like a vast, impenetrable vault holding all his careless mistakes. I didn't know," he whispered, his voice thick with emotion. Mr. Elias placed a comforting hand on Leo's shoulder. "The lesson isn't about the money you lost, son. It's about the value you didn't see."
Time, friendship, and opportunity. These are the treasures we often overlook.
We treat them like common pebbles, not realizing they're the very gems that make up a rich life. Leo slowly stood up, clutching the last gemstone tightly. He looked around and the whole world seemed different. The riverbank wasn't boring anymore. It was full of hidden potential. His life wasn't a waiting game. It was happening right now, filled with unseen treasures. He looked at Mr. Elias with immense gratitude. Leo didn't become a millionaire that day, but he became something richer. He walked away with the one gemstone and a lesson he'd carry forever. The most precious things aren't always across the ocean or in the future. They're right here in your hands, in your life. Don't wait until you've thrown them away to realize their worth.